Obesity. Whose fault is it? Is it down to the parents, the companies that provide us with the fat-laden foods that some of us eat? Or is it down to the government? Only you can make up your own mind. But now there is an argument going on that when you look a bit deeper, I don't think you will be surprised in what we may find. Labour is saying that child obesity will be halved within a decade. You may have already heard it. That really is a bold claim, but can it be done? Advertisements will be banned for junk food, sweets and sugary drinks during shows like X Factor, Britain's Got Talent and Hollyoaks, none of which we watch in our house, by the way. Seems like a good idea though, doesn't it? But after all, 19.1% of children in year 6, that's ages between 10 and 11, are obese, and further 14.2% are just overweight. And even younger children, them which are in reception, ages between 4 and 5, 9.1% are obese and another 12.8% are overweight. So with Labour's claim and promise to combat this and get it halved, it has to be a welcome move, doesn't it? Even more so when you consider this shocker. By 2030, Public Health England say that 74% of men will be overweight, 64% of women will be overweight, and 33% of men and women are predicted to be obese. Young children pick up habits from their parents. They see what we eat and they think that's the right thing to do, so they start to do it. I'll be honest, I'll hold my hands up. I'm a prime example of that in the past, and every now and again, very rarely, I will eat crap. I combat that by having a somewhat of an active lifestyle. If you watch this channel, you may already know I ran a marathon last year. Shocking stats though, I think you'll find, but what have the Conservatives done to combat this? Well, as far as I know, as far as I found out, as far as I can see, nothing. As always, if I am wrong on that, comment in the box below and let me know what you have found, or even know on first hand. But David Cameron, even with all his faults, proposed a similar ban. But then what happened? It was dropped by Theresa May. Theresa May also has dropped plans to stop the big supermarkets from selling junk foods near the checkout. So every time your child makes a grab for one of the big chocolate bars, you have Theresa May to blame for that. But what have the Conservatives said about this proposal from Labour? Just another underfunded promise. But that's what the NHS is, isn't it? How many times have the Conservative Party said they will increase funding, but twice, as I have said in previous episodes, that they have reduced it. Twice. Yes, twice. In as many years. The obesity problem in the UK, we all know, is costing the NHS billions. We all know that. It is a strain. £25,000 is being spent by the NHS on diabetes every single minute. Obesity levels are higher as well for children living in most deprived areas. Why? Because people think that it costs more to eat fresh. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. But more on that in another episode. So why is the government targeting the working class? They reduce our finances. Many of us find it hard to scrape by. We choose foods of the lowest standard because they're cheap. We get obese, put a strain on the NHS, that eventually the only way it can go is towards privatisation. So could that be why the Conservatives drop any proposal to try and combat obesity? Now, I know David Cameron proposed a ban, and he is a Conservative, I know, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And the Conservatives we have seen are a strategic party, and they do lie. Theresa May drops these proposals because it puts a strain on the NHS. And I have said many times, they want the NHS privatised. We all know that. And people could argue that they don't. So why in the past have private companies who have financial links to the Conservative Party won contracts worth £1.5 billion? Now, Unite did some research a couple of years ago into 24 MPs. I've done it as well. And it included politicians that have received donations and have somewhat of a healthy financial stake in the companies that won the contracts. So is it an underfunded promise? Well, at least someone is doing something about it. But who is to blame? Now, I also have my views on that, but I'm not here to point the finger. You must decide for yourself. But some of the responsibility must lay with the fast food takeaways and restaurants. Why? Well, what do you notice about these pictures? There is a common factor in all of them. I'll show you again in peace and see if you can spot it. Let me know in the comments if you spotted it. Now be honest, but the common factor, in case you didn't spot it, was red. Yes, red. It's as simple as that. Red is proven to stimulate appetite, and there is research out there to back this up. It's the same with chocolate bars. Amazing, isn't it? When you know what you're looking for, it jumps right out at you. And this is the type of thing you see at the checkouts. The practice that Theresa May was so happy to drop a proposal for. So I say again, Labour's proposal to tackle child obesity and halve it in the next decade. Got to be worth a go, hasn't it? But as a party, the Conservatives, why wouldn't you at least want to do something about it? Why would you publicly drop any proposal that is aimed at combating this problem we have in the UK? Long-term plan maybe that we don't know about? Who knows? But who will take notice of what's in this video? Not many, I hazard a guess. Who will still vote Tory? Again, quite a few, I reckon. And who still will be saying Corbyn isn't a worthy leader and there is no point in voting for Labour? I dread to think of the number, to be honest. As always, do you agree with what was said in this episode? Do you know about the things that I have said in this episode? Whatever the answer, drop a comment in the box below. Joseph Brown, Barry Hughes and KVGR did last week, and they got posted on Twitter. Why don't you air your views? And do you think this is a worthwhile proposal? As always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's you that makes this channel what it is. I'll see you in the week. Bye bye for now.